Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with the news and the shit you summon on the new banner. Now, inheritance summons ain't that about a bit. Okay. So, first off, Captain Rukia, obviously she's an excellent character, actually completely useful in this week for a Rankar week. However, going into it, Daddy Ichigo. Now it's kind of funny because a Rankar week you can make use of Rukia, so this banner is coming out within 24 hours, and next week is actually Captain's week for Guild Quest. So this is going to be a way that K-Lab, and you see how this banner actually goes on for even longer than a normal week. This actually goes on until the 14th. Yeah, this actually goes on until the 14th in the morning, which is kind of crazy to think about, just because this banner lasts more than a week. Not many banners do that, especially when it comes to reruns. I do want to say that the banner format for this one is going to be the normal 6% rate banner, which means that it will take 1100 orbs to do 5 steps. So that's step 5, you're guaranteed 8,000 your Blood War unit. However, going into it, let's just get right into it. This banner actually is pretty damn good value. First off, you do have Daddy Ichigo and Mamacita Rukia, and then you also have Yamamoto, Aizen, and Soi Fon. And then you also have Ichigo, Oetsu, and Orihime. Ichigo and Orihime have fallen off, in my opinion, quite a lot. However, Oetsu is still one of the most dominant tech units in the game, and still the best tech NAD unit in the game, in my opinion. Next on the list, you do have Yamamoto, who in my opinion has fallen off a little bit just because of the value of the good units that are coming in nowadays. However, Soi Fon is still one of the best units, and Aizen is still absolute dog water. And of course, Daddy Ichigo and Rukia have been aging like fine wine. Daddy Ichigo, one of the best units in the game. Rukia, one of the best units in the game. Definitely top 3 power units. Definitely top 2 mind units, in my opinion, to this day. Which is kind of interesting because it has been about, let's see, December. So they have been out for 4 months now, right? And they're still some of the strongest units in the game. And yeah, so let's just get right into it and see exactly what these characters are all about. So Aizen, obviously weaken on all of his attacks, range collision, king of the world, absolute dog crap. Like he's bad. He's really bad. Soi Fon, you do have the normal attack damage 20%, no bruiser on her for her actual skills, but she does have a team boost. Poise, long reach plus 20%, and then on top of that she does have sprinter plus 1, which means she, as a Soi Fon, has 4 flash steps. You can give her long stride if you go with the 15-15-15 route or full stamina damage boost. She doesn't really need guard break if she has killer advantage, just because there are no melee, guard, or Rankars. However, if you're doing content like IZ or something like that, she can struggle. During a Rankar week, I think that she might actually be a very, very good contender on autoing Inheritance Trial, as well as how like Tokinata and Masaki are doing just fine in this Inheritance Trial. I do want to see how she performs if people have her max transcended and stuff like that in that kind of content, just because melee NAD characters do end up they seem to have a bit of an issue when it comes to autoing stuff like that. However, in normal play, as well as whenever she's bonus and epic raids, she's insane, and I personally use her 1 of 5 in my Guild Quest team. Next on the list, Yamamoto. Yamamoto has the same exact strong attack kit as Ishin, however he wasn't given Havoc 20%, which really hurts him in this day and age, just because like I feel like the Havoc meta is kind of it's getting to the point where it's a little bit toxic. You can still make complete use of him, especially if you have him transcended, especially if you're going to level up his link slots to 15, 15, 15, or 20, 20, 20. But like I do feel like he's slowly going to fall off, just because end of the month units tend to be incredibly strong. Like I would definitely run Rukia over this character, despite him being probably a little bit better just because of his strong attack kit. So strong attack recharge minus 12%, fire and freeze immunity, frenzy, sprinter plus 1, devastation 40%, debilitator plus 2 seconds, bruiser 20%. I still think bruiser is such a wasted skill on these characters. I understand that you're not gonna have your strong attacks all up all the time, but with strong attack recharge links, like you pretty much do. Like I'd much rather take Berserker over that and then just use my NAD as last resort, if at all. So 2500 length beam, as well as an 800 AoE circle in front and a full screen third strong attack. My problem with like NAD characters, my problem with using NAD on SP based characters, when you have them as on an SP based build, nowadays what K-Lab does is all these characters end up one-shotting you. Like all your enemies like one-shot you or two-shot you, unless you're max transcended and have a crap ton of stamina for some reason. And that kind of upsets me, just only because using your normal attack damage string is not viable. You're better off just running away for a little bit and then dealing 10 times the amount of damage with a strong attack than even risking using your normal attack damage string that doesn't even stop them from attacking you most of the time. And that is, obviously that's a bit of a oof. So going into Ichibe, Bruiser plus 20%, Flurry, Pierce Barrier. I feel like Pierce Barrier is going to be slowly falling off just because these invincibility units really don't care. And Tsukishima just outdoes him in every possible way when it comes to not even just like content like epic raids or guild quests or PvP where he's supposed to be the dominant one. Man, Tsukishima is such a good tank, and he heals himself. And maybe in a spot a week, in a spot a week, Ichigo will definitely be better. But I would still prefer to run Tsukishima as my main tank. He does have a start barrier plus 10, which can be very, very useful. But with the Pierce Barrier on Jugrum usually claps him unless you have Ichibe Max Transcendent, which going for 1,000 year Blood War Max Transcendence just so that they're viable, in my opinion, is not good. A good use of your orbs or resources. Going into Oetsu, still one of the best units in the game. You do have the boost on this character as well as the insta kill on his ultimate. One thing that I do like to do, and a lot of people tend to forget, this insta kill mechanic pretty much lets you bypass an entire room. So if you can at least get past like the first 2 rooms and just spam your ultimate and then reset when you if the insta kill doesn't go off on the last room, you can absolutely cheese in Senkaimon stages, and he's strong enough to do so. Bruiser plus 40% with a strong attack recharge link so that he can get his boost back a bit quicker. Guard Break, Paralysis Immunity, Flurry, Enhancer plus 10 seconds for his boost, Devastation plus 40%, and Berserker 50%. If you want to build him hybrid, you can. Personally, just full on Nad, this character is probably one of my favorite units to use. I personally use him for the point events just because I believe he's the fastest farmer in the game, next to Grimmjow, but since I have more dupes into my Oetsu is kind of like my king. Going into his actual kit, you do have a standard lunge for strong attack. Second strong attack is going to be the standard boost. However, he also gets a walking vortex along with that boost, and then his third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen third strong attack. Orihime is still one of the best healers in the game. She does have the heal and barrier ability. She does have a full screen third strong attack. Now her first strong attack is the same as Machine Society Retsu's, where it's a split three ways first strong attack, and since she doesn't have guard break, it really does hurt her, unlike Machine Society Retsu. However, she does have a weakened defense on her ultimate, which can be very, very useful for content like epic raids, especially if you're like new to the game. I do think that weakened defense does provide very, very good value in some epic raids that have very bad bonus units, or at least that's what I like to think. Healer plus 30%. Keep in mind that this heal is a 30% to the heal. Heal does heal for 20%. With the healer, she heals for a total of 26% of a character's max health, which is actually pretty damn good, especially if you're running her with full strong attack recharge. One thing that I do like about SP based healing units is you can run full strong attack recharge on them, make them more effective healers. That's one of my issues when it comes to NAD healers, where you don't really want to stack strong attack recharge, you want to stack normal attack damage, which also means that your heal doesn't come back as often. But if your healer is really tanky, like say Kiryu, at the very least you can auto content like Inheritance Trial. Now, they did take out Yua from the banner, from the previous banner where they put True Bankai Ichigo, Yoruichi, and Kisuke. They took out Yua and they put him in this banner, which does make sense. That way you're getting 9,000 year Blood War units. So Yua will take the place of the third unit to fill in Rukia and Ichigo's banner, since they were actually only 2 units. Yua in this day and age is really only meant for his bomb. You do have bombardment as well as weaken, as well as it on a special with a transformation mechanic, so he does get stronger and gets all of his strong attacks back. In this transformation, he also has weaken on all of his attacks as opposed to the paralysis that he normally has. Sprinter plus 1, Star Barrier plus 10. I do see him in PvP relatively often still, which is kind of surprising to me because of that start barrier, but since Tsukishima does have that walking vortex, this barrier diminishes so quickly that I don't think that I've ever seen this Yua actually pull his special move ever since I pulled Tsukishima and Jubra. Alright, so going into Rukia, she is an Arrancar and Espada killer, which I think actually is really good. When it comes to Espada week, I do actually run Nanao 1 of 5 with full stamina damage boost, simply because this Rukia is able to hold it down. The fact that she has the innate skill, boom boom, increased status ailment chance for 10 seconds after transformation plus 10%. The fact that she does have disabler for 10 seconds after her transformation, which she gets access to right away without having to use your ultimate, is really nice. She also has a freeze and weaken immunity, which means that in Espada week, the weaken immunity, she has it built in. She doesn't have to waste any links that you have equipped. Berserker plus 60%, which is pretty unheard of for characters with status ailments. The only other character with Berserker 60 is actually 5th anniversary Ichigo to this day, which means that like in about a year's time, only 2 characters has gotten a Berserker higher than 20% if they have status ailments. She does have freeze on all of her attacks as well. She is a Soul Reaper captain. Damage to frozen enemies plus 20% to go along with her disabler. With the Berserker 60%, it means that you're dealing a lot of damage, especially for content like Guild Quest. Debilitator plus 5 seconds to go along with the freeze. Devastation 40%, which does stack with the damage to frozen enemies plus 20%, so you're dealing a lot of damage there. Frenzy, have a 20%, and on top of all that, she does have recover 20% stamina, and that, in my opinion, is kind of like a nice little sword I'm looking for. It's not the greatest skill, sure, but it is really nice to have in a pinch, especially in this day and age with 15-15-15 and 20-20-20, where you can just stack full stamina damage boost and long stride or weaken defense, whatever you want to put on her. Like, the fact that you can actually recover stamina and get your full stamina damage boost back in regular PvE, like co-op content, is really nice. Like, the amount of times I've seen people get saved because of that, just because they were running her with, like, Last Ditch Senkaimon Ichigo and stuff like that. You add a lot of survivability to the character, and when Arrancar week comes out, boys, IT is going to be a breeze with this woman. Alright, and last but not least, we do have Daddy Papito Ichigo. He is a Soul Reaper and Captain Killer, which means that for Captain's Week, he's going to clap the living hell out of everything, because he still has killer advantage against the normal enemies, as well as killer advantage on the captains, so you're getting that times the multiplier bonus for guild quest, hard guild quest, etc. One thing he does have also is Marauder, which means that he has guard break as well as nullify melee resistance, which is excellent for extreme co-op. He does have the insta-kill mechanic on his ultimate. However, not only did he get the insta-kill mechanic on his ultimate, he's also the second character that is a modern character with bombardment as well as frenzy, which is really good. The only other character that currently has bombardment and frenzy that is modern and actually completely viable in PvE play, that where someone won't look at you funny for using that character, is actually 5th anniversary Byakuya and Daddy Ichigo, if that gives you any indication of how strong that skill is. Berserker plus 60%, Bruiser plus 40%. Damage reduction, not really all that useful, but it's nice to have, I suppose. Enhancer plus 10 seconds. Frenzy, have a 20%, one of the best kits in the game, because he does actually have the same kit as Noel, and even Dousing Your Blood War Yamamoto, where you have the 3000 length beam, you have the 800 AoE in front, which gets turned into 960 AoE. However, his second strong attack, unlike Noel's, actually brings forth a boost, as well as having a non-525 AoE around you, which kind of sucks in this day and age. His third strong attack is a 1200 full screen third strong attack. His strong attacks do come out incredibly quickly, which is really good as well, and he does have Sprinter plus 2. Personally, my Daddy Ichigo currently has, at 20-20-20, I gave him full stamina damage boost as well as long stride. I could give him weaken defense and make him like the all-around greatest person in the world when it comes to Guild Quest hard mode, but to be honest, I personally love playing with this character. He's one of the most fun characters for me in particular, especially with long stride, especially with the full stamina damage boost. This man just tears ass. His special does have bombardment, so you are dealing a ton of damage with that, and since it does have the insta-kill mechanic, you can make use of him since he does hit incredibly hard. Being able to cheese 2 rooms in Senkaimon and then just like cheesing the last room with like with like an insta-kill mechanic is actually really nice. So yeah, like I said, 3000 length beam, the 960 AoE distant, the 800 plus the havoc 20%, so good, and 1200 full screen third strong attack. Special move does have the good magnifiers with the 5% chance to insta kill per hit, which is actually the first character with the insta kill mechanic with that many hits on it. So if I click here, you'll see here the probability chance calculator. If for 8 hits and the probability being 5%, you actually have a 33.66% chance of actually proccing the insta kill mechanic, which comparatively speaking, the normal percentage is only 18.55. Still a pretty good chance because you can just reset until you get it, but not having to reset as much, kind of nice to have. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys grind on, catch up, stay blessed. Personally, I think this banner is definitely I don't want to say a must summon, but I definitely would recommend summoning on it if you don't have either Rukia or Ichigo. If you're new to the game and you have like 3,000 plus orbs, I know to a lot of people that might be a lot of orbs, but to newer players, I see people having like 4,000, 6,000 orbs just because they're being more frugal, which is smart. But like, this is why you save your orbs. All right, this is why you save your orbs. Like putting in 1100 to do like 5 steps on this banner, I think it's definitely worth it in my opinion. But I mean, what do I know? I've only been playing this game for 5 years. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys grind on, catch up, hit me up, stay blessed, like, comment, and subscribe. And hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope this help you make a more informative decision on whether or not you want to use your orbs. But I mean, it is Captain's Week, so I understand why people are gonna want to pick up their Ichigos, especially if you're trying to finish them up and stuff like that. I know a lot of people with 4 or 5 Ichigos that want to just use the last one, or at least want to summon the last one, or have to use a dupe source or whatever. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.